Welcome to the Parenting Roundabout podcast for the week of April 17th, 2023. I'm Nicole Erdix, and I'm here with Terry Morrow.
Hello.
And Catherine Halecko.
Hello.
Every week we chat about what parents are talking, complaining, and obsessing about right now. This week we're complaining about kids' timetables and obsessing about mother-daughter conversations. We also take a couple of breaks for an entertainment discussion and a recommendation roundup. Today we are talking about first aid kits. So I'm just going to throw this out to Terry, and you can describe what's going on here.
I saw an article in U.S. News and World Report about a baby first aid kit, the 15 items you really need, which include like a nasal aspirator, a medicine dropper, baby Tylenol, emergency contact numbers, and yeah, we've all been there, we've all done that. But now, when our kids are older, there's still some emergency supplies you need to keep on hand for your teens and young adults. Just today, my son came home from work and said to me, I need allergy medication. Give me some allergy medication. There's a lot of pollen out there today. He works outside. And I'm like, so I went through every pouch and pocket and cupboard space that had allergy medication in it. And most of them had expired in like 2016. I finally found one bottle of it, and it looks like it expires this year, so we're good. But I was afraid it had something in it that I've in the past been told not to give him, but I wasn't sure, and what the heck, so I gave him one. But I feel like maintaining a seamless supply of whatever medication, whatever over-the-counter med your child might need at any particular moment. My daughter wasn't feeling well the other day, and I wasn't home, and she called, and I said, well, take your temperature. And then I had to explain to her where the thermometer is, which apparently was impossible to do because she couldn't find it. So if I'd had a first aid kit somewhere with the allergy meds, with the thermometer, with, whatever other things come up that you need, that would have been handy. But we forget to do that at some point. And why am I still in charge of this is another question. But
yes,
I am, and I will be, and I want to be. But clearly I have let things slide. I used to have this pouch in my backpack at all times that contained alcohol swabs and Band-Aids because my son would pick his skin and periodically start to bleed, like in church or in the car or just at another inconvenient place. And so I would just be able to swab that puppy, put a Band-Aid on it. Nobody knows any difference. So that was another thing that's been handy. He hasn't been doing that as much, but I still have them. But probably the swabs are past their code. Dang. I can't believe how many different years of expiration I had in the many supplies of allergy medicine I had tucked here and there and everywhere.
I know. Every time I go
2013 to 2018.
Right. And I usually pass them off to my kids anyway.
Yeah.
And then they're like, this did not work at all. Like, oh, gee, I wonder why that didn't work.
Yeah. The other day, a friend was at our house and asked for some aspirin. And I did the same thing. I looked at, I have 10 different bottles of Tylenol and what all. And they were all expired. So we just took the most recent one and said, I don't know if this is going to work, but it's only 3 years out of code. So maybe it still has a little breath of painkiller left in it. I've been a poor keeper of the family medicine chest, clearly. Yes. COVID tests expired. Our meds expire. Everything expires. I can't keep up.
Well, the COVID tests, some of them have updated expiration dates. Like you can look up and it'll say actually it's fine.
It extended for another 6 months. Oops, it's been 6 months since
it's now been 10 months since then.
Nice try.
Go ahead and throw those out. Yes.
Yeah. For a long time, a mask was the thing that you had to have with you at all times because I work all the time. So I work at home. And so I don't go out that much. And so I wasn't accustomed to having a mask on, whereas my family members who needed them for work did. And I would just go to a doctor's appointment or something and then realize, oh, shoot,
I know,
Yeah.
me too.
Honey, do you have one in the glove compartment I can take? Fortunately,
Yeah.
they'll usually give you one, like,
Yeah,
plague
the
person, here,
doctor's
take it. Oh, well.
Yes.
What sorts of things do you try to keep on hand for your needy older children?
Well, along the same lines, my daughter, doesn't live here really anymore, but when she is here, she inevitably goes through like an entire box of tissues. So that's important to lay in a supply.
Yeah,
That
definitely.
she also is like a gum chewer. She has to have. She feels it relieves anxiety, and there's actually some research on this
I buy
that
that.
supports that.
Better than cigarettes, which do the same thing.
Right. So, like for the Easter basket or the Valentine's Day care package or whatever, there's always going to be gum in there.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
nice.
she certainly buys it herself, but
Right.
it can be, it's an important thing to have around. So then we have the not very experienced shaver. So we have to be able to deal with that sometimes. That's been happening recently.
My husband shaves my son, and my husband is a very experienced shaver, but not so experienced on shaving somebody else. So there are occasional wounds inflicted.
Right, it has to be hard.
Saying, couldn't we just get him an electric shaver and let him do it himself? No. I don't like electric shavers. This is the way we do it.
Just like he doesn't like cell phones.
Right. He takes a big razor and a
conveniences.
Straw, Yeah. How about you, Nicole? Do you have some first aid go-tos? Or just survival kit go-tos?
We always have Tylenol, Advil. Is that ibuprofen? Yeah,
All the
Tylenol,
different kinds of.
Advil, and Excedrin. Those are number one. They're the top of our list. We also have Tums for the older folks in the house. We make sure, I always have KT tape on hand because, I find that it really helps with sore muscles. Like if you've got muscle pain in your back or your shoulder or any kind of like muscular skeletal pain, I find that KT tape
I just
is
take moaning
helpful.
and complaining for that.
Yeah, I feel like the older I get, the more stocked my cabinet is getting with a variety of different, stomach and muscle related stuff. And
My son takes Tums for a calcium supplement.
oh, really? Oh, so I'm getting calcium.
There you are. See? Strong bones.
Good to know. What else do we have in there? I feel like we have so much more stuff in there. But those are definitely at the top, I have to say. The pain relievers. Any kind of pain reliever is helpful. And my kids are, my daughter pops Excedrin
Oh, dear.
quite a bit. She gets a lot of migraines.
Yeah.
So I have this colleague that he takes an Excedrin every morning just for the caffeine kick because he doesn't drink coffee.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, that can't be good for you.
Is that the way to go? Have we heard of tea or diet soda or like even Monster or something?
Is that
Energy
crazy?
drinks. That is crazy. That
Yeah.
seems like possibly harmful.
Yeah.
My daughter and I take medication for other things that you have to be very careful what you take with them. So it's like we don't do a lot of over-the-counter stuff. The guys still do,
Right.
though. And but you buy it and you say, now we've got it. That's great. And then nobody takes it for 3 years. And then you go to get it again.
That's
and
how you.
you should just
up with
once a year,
expired.
we're going to clear out the old OTC. We're going to put in the new. And then we will always be
Right.
prepared.
We now also have a blood pressure monitor.
So do I.
How
Yes.
sad is that?
Yes. I've been asked to monitor my blood pressure. And before that, my daughter had one because she had a blood pressure problem. So she would monitor hers. But I don't know whatever happened to hers because when I asked if I could use it, she made noises like either she didn't know where it was or no, I could not.
No, you were not allowed.
I bought one. And
That's like
check it every now and then.
my kids' school for gym. They make them have a heart rate monitor.
Oh.
Like they have to
Oh.
buy the
Wow.
strap for it.
Mhm.
And of course, they're supposed to be able to just keep using it, for years. But how many do you think I've bought
Of course.
over the years? Many.
Oh,
Is this
yeah.
to teach them how to monitor their heart rate, or is it to protect the school from liability? If somebody's is going too high, they make them sit out. What is the purpose of that?
Yeah.
I think it's to make sure they're working hard enough.
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
What?
Oh,
in the gym class.
man.
Yep.
Damn, the pressure.
Mean.
Because my daughter used to.
Come on.
My daughter, was in, very good shape because
Yeah.
she skated all the time. And she would go to gym class and she would get on the treadmill or, whatever. And the teacher would be like, well, your heart rate's not high enough. And she's like, yeah, because I'm already
Oh my
fit.
goodness. And
Wow.
also, they have
So-
treadmills in gym class? Gosh, things have changed since I was a kid.
They have a whole, fitness. They have all the machines and the weights and all that stuff.
Wow.
So,
But
I
that's...
feel like that's kind of like an archaic practice. It's like when they used to weigh you,
yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
like
I
actually
remember that.
Kristen was weighed in middle school. They would weigh them in middle school. Like talk
Yeah.
about trauma.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
The worst time of your childhood.
Right.
They're weighing you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
Yeah.
Like why?
Yeah, not cool.
Yeah.
No, very not cool.
Oh, just another reason to hate gym. But
I know, right?
as I did, boy, that I don't know, my heart rate probably went crazy if I did a very small amount of exercise. So maybe that would have worked out for me.
Yeah, that would have been in your favor.
I would have been way up there in the folk dancing class when I was doing the horror. I would have been like way up at the top. That was the only time I was ever successful in gym, is when the odd quarter when we had folk dancing. I
Right.
aced that class. I miss those times. However, other classes not so much. Got a Mercy D in gymnastics.
Somebody was telling me recently they went to like a team building day for their job, and one of the activities was dodgeball.
Oh, wow. Well, that's going to build your team, but maybe not in a way you would want.
Isn't that the worst?
That's terrible.
That game should have never been
Yikes.
invented.
There is no good spin to
Yeah.
put on dodgeball,
Nothing.
except if they want to know who the real killers are in the team,
Right.
and give them lots of work. But still, no.
Yeah.
No.
So yeah, I was shocked at that. I was like, what?
That's a dark note to end this episode on, but we better get out of here before it gets worse.
Yes,
we're
I
talking
think
about
so.
we're talking about gym and games and stuff now, and that's I'm just going to spiral into a black hole at some point.
That's right. We will say that's it for
Some of my
today's round
expired
one.
aspirin.
Tune in tomorrow for our entertainment themed round 2 and later in the week to find out what we're complaining about, obsessing about, and recommending right now. We're always interested in what you have to say, so drop us a comment on our website, our Facebook page, or Twitter, where you'll find us at Roundabout Cat.